Alright guys, we have a ton of Deadpool and Wolverine spoilers to talk about today. As a lot of you probably know, they're doing their worldwide tour right now, and a bunch of fans are getting the chance to watch about 30 to 40 minutes of the movie, and they are dropping info online right now, spoiling a lot of the first act of the film, and I have found someone that has dropped a detailed description of that 30 to 40 minutes, and it is insane. Now, I do want to issue a quick spoiler warning, because obviously this is going to be very heavy spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. It is essentially the first act of the film completely out in the open, so I don't want to see any comments saying, oh, why would you spoil it? Oh, like, I just dropped a massive spoiler warning for you guys, so if you don't want to have the movie potentially ruined for you, make sure you leave the video right now. So an account on Twitter called When Batman Fly has dropped the whole description for that first act, so let's go ahead and read it. So the first part here, it says, the Marvel Studios logo starts rolling, and you notice they added Deadpool to the footage. Then by the end of it, Deadpool starts singing the Marvel theme song. Then Deadpool explains how everyone expects for the movie to honor the legacy of the movie Logan. He says, no, we're not doing that in this movie. Next thing, he's shown digging up Logan's grave, saying how a Wolverine could never die. Then he takes out Logan's skeleton and he's disappointed. You can see it covered with adamantium, and Deadpool plays around with it, and then the TVA agents appear and he starts fighting them using Wolverine's adamantium covered bones. Now that was a leak that came out about a week ago. I think it was Cryptic HD Qual tweeted that and said that Deadpool is going to be using Wolverine's skeleton to fight the TVA agents in the snowy forest. So that seems like it's going to be a really crazy fight and just a lot of fun. Let's move on to part 2. It says this is where the opening credits start to the song Bye 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 by the Backstreet Boys. Deadpool says there are 206 bones in the human body, 207 if I'm watching Gossip Girl. Deadpool dances to Backstreet Boys and kills the TVA agents. The actors' names are written all over the bones, so similar to the openings of Deadpool 1 and 2, it's going to be like probably something slow-mo, and then you'll see the actors' names on the adamantium bones. Deadpool wears Wolverine's claws and pushes them inside an agent's bum and the other claw inside another's stomach, and they beg him to finish them, and he says, Wolverining is hard, sorry. Before he finishes, he explains how he didn't want to be in this situation, but he had to do it to save his world. Part 3 of the tweet says, then it goes into flashbacks to March 2018. Deadpool is being interviewed by Happy Hogan about joining the MCU. A bunch of jokes how Happy was Tony's chauffeur and his superpower being parallel parking. Wade begs to join the MCU, otherwise he and his girl won't last together. He gets rejected and Happy tells him he should aim for the middle ground or something. Then he jumps 6 years to present day and Wade is shown putting on a wig and works now for a car selling company. He's not doing well there. Pete tries to convince him to get back to superheroing. So this is really interesting. So the movie is not going to be completely linear. We're going to be in the present, then go to the past. So that could be a lot of fun. Now, part 4 here, it says, then they go to Wade's place where his friends, except Domino, throw him a birthday party. Pete shows off his piercing on his nipples connected to his eggplant to the people there. Him and Vanessa are broken up and she's dating some guy with a weird name, starts with D. It'd be hilarious if it was Dopinder, but I highly doubt that. Then the TVA agents knock on his door, lots of pegging jokes. They pull on his wig and the wig stays behind and he's taken to the TVA. He's taken to Agent Paradox, who explains how Wade is the chosen one to join the sacred timeline, which is the MCU 616 universe. Some very obvious reshoots were right here, which that makes sense because the whole sacred timeline thing and all that probably happened later on, and they probably figured out how they wanted to integrate Deadpool into the main universe, so I do expect some reshoots to be there, and it looks like they are. It says Deadpool is very happy. He looks at the screens and sees himself and Thor in a scene. Thor is crying and holding Wade, which we know that was a leak from a little while ago, and Wade asked a couple of times why Thor is crying. Then it says he makes an F Fox joke, breaks the camera glass. Then Wade goes to the tailor that we've seen in the trailer, and he gets a new suit. There's a bunch of shots of the tailor groping Deadpool, and Deadpool comes to Agent Paradox and tells him the tailor is a predator. Then he's hitting on a fat employee there, and the guy picks up the phone saying he's gonna call HR. Agent Paradox then explains that Deadpool's universe has to die because its anchor died. Deadpool thinks he's the anchor, but Agent Paradox laughs and tells him that it's actually Wolverine. Paradox says he wants to speed up the death of the universe that Deadpool is from, and then Deadpool realizes he is going to lose everyone, then breaks Agent Paradox's nose. He steals the device for time-space travel, which is the TemPad, and we come back to the Logan skeleton scene. So it looks like that's going to be the present day scene, and then the movie's going to pick up after that. And something really crazy is that basically confirms to us that the Logan movie takes place in the same universe as the Deadpool movies. After that plan fails to get that version of Wolverine, Deadpool travels the multiverse trying to find a Logan replacement. So that's really interesting. So he's trying to find a Wolverine variant to essentially be the anchor for his universe to save it. So that's pretty cool. He first goes to a bar and it's Hugh Jackman, but when he stands up, he's really short. So I'm guessing he's probably going to be 5'3", just like Wolverine is in the comics, which that's going to be hilarious. Then it says Wade travels to a bunch of other universes, including one with bleeding skulls and a Logan crucified on a giant X, which I believe is a homage to a X-Men cover. Now quickly, I want to talk about something someone else was telling me, someone that was at the Shanghai fan event, and what they said is that when Deadpool is traveling to all these different universes to find a Wolverine, he comes across Daniel Radcliffe playing the patch variant of Wolverine, and that the majority of the Wolverine variants we see in this montage are going to be played by Hugh Jackman. Another thing that's really interesting is that there's been a big rumor that Henry Cavill is going to be playing a Wolverine variant, but nobody at these fan events has said that, which is weird because if he does pop up in the movie, you would think it's going to be in that scene of Deadpool traveling to all these universes and finding different Wolverines, but who knows, maybe this Wolverine variant is just in the void or something. But I did want to throw that out there, that a different person was telling me that they did see Daniel Radcliffe as Patch. Now let's continue the video talking about the person from Twitter. He then ends up in a bar with a Logan who is drunk and can't pop out his claws, which we saw in that trailer. Logan passes out and Deadpool takes him to the TVA. Agent Paradox tells him that you can't just replace Wolverine with anyone, especially not this one who failed his whole universe. Wolverine wakes up and Deadpool says, "He's right behind me, isn't he?" And he makes fun of the trope in the MCU. Then Agent Paradox throws them in a wasteland. Deadpool mentions Mad Max, but they can't do that, as it would be an IP infringement, so that's gonna be pretty funny. Then they start to fight and Wolverine wants to kill Deadpool. Now that's the scene that we've probably seen in the trailer where they're in the void and there's the Fox sign and the CN Tower and all that. I'm guessing that is the scene that this is referencing. It says this is where it ended, meaning the footage that was shown to the people at the fan event. Then it says that they got a glimpse of the rest of the movie where Cassandra Nova says she's Charles Xavier's twin. She puts her fingers inside their heads and a bunch of mutants are shown, so Juggernaut, Azazel, or Nightcrawler. This person wasn't sure. I'm guessing it probably is Nightcrawler because I believe it was Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus was teasing a Nightcrawler cameo, so this might be the way that they do it. Then it says they also showed Lady Deadpool leading an army of Deadpool variants in a fight with our Deadpool. Now I've seen a leaked image of this and it looks really, really cool. There's like a cowboy Deadpool and everything, and it looks like there's going to be like a bunch of Deadpool variants running like a small town in the void. Then it says Wolverine and a long-haired Deadpool, which is Dreadpool. We've actually seen set photos of this one. He's like a samurai-looking Deadpool. They've actually been teasing him a lot in a lot of mobile games like Marvel Snap and Marvel Strike Force, so I think he's probably going to have a pretty big part in this movie considering he's in all of these different games. Lady Deadpool says a few words, but this person couldn't understand exactly who it was. They are saying it's probably Blake Lively, which is Ryan Reynolds' wife, someone that is heavily speculated upon to be playing Lady Deadpool, and honestly I think it probably is going to be her. The person who made this tweet says that she has a big blonde ponytail. Now I've seen the photo of this scene and that's correct. It is really, really big, and I do think it is Blake Lively, but I think there's a chance it could be Taylor Swift. I'm not 100% sure. Then the next part here, it says that Wade Wilson makes fun of the multiverse and all of the movies around it, saying it's a tired trope. He calls the MCU a cameo fest, which is ironic because that's what this movie is going to be. Then he continues to say that he and Hugh only came back for the money. Now these guys are going to make a lot of money for this movie. So that was obviously one part for the return. Now I do believe that both of them care deeply about the characters that they're playing, so that's another part, but it is going to be a funny joke because they are going to make boatloads of money in this movie. Then the last part of the tweet here, it says that Hulk shows up when Deadpool goes through the multiverse in one of the many Earths, and he ends up punching Deadpool, and then it says, I forgot the full context of the scene, to be honest, probably because the crowd was just going crazy, screaming and everything. It was probably a little hard to focus on the scene and what was being said, but we have heard that Hulk is going to be in this movie. Now, I really hope that there is a Wolverine and Hulk fight scene. That's going to be be, at least a minute and a half. I had someone else reach out to me that was at the Shanghai event and said that there is a Hulk vs. Wolverine fight scene, and it looks like this person doesn't really say that it's a full-on fight. And I've also seen some people say that there isn't going to be a fight, that it's going to cut right before a fight actually happens. Now, someone that was at the Shanghai event also let me know that they might be showing different cuts of this first 30 to 40 minutes to different audiences, just so that the exact cut for the theatrical version of the movie doesn't just completely leak online. And honestly, I think that probably is the case, because they know people are going to talk about this, just like me in this video, so if they drop slightly different cuts online, then it kind of throws people off a bit. So I think that's probably what they're doing. It's going to be mostly the same, but little things like the Hulk scene, for example, might be different for different screenings. But yeah, guys, that is essentially what everyone has seen at these Deadpool and Wolverine World Tour fan screenings. They got to see the first 30 to 40 minutes, and it sounds pretty incredible, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of what was in this description, a lot of people have been speculating, like we all kind of thought Paradox was gonna end up being a bad guy, and he was gonna try to erase Deadpool's world, and that seems like exactly what's gonna happen. But yeah, this sounds super, super exciting. I cannot wait to see the movie. I hope that they do a fan event in Canada, so I can go to that, see the movie early and all that, and review it for you early too. But this 30 to 40 minutes sounds amazing. Like, everyone that has seen it at these fan events across the world right now has said that the footage is fantastic. They're saying that Sean Levy has done an amazing job directing, and yeah, I am so ready for this movie this month, guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about these spoilers. This is a pretty crazy description, so I'm really curious to see what everyone has to say about it. But yeah, that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, guys. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and rumors regarding Deadpool and Wolverine, make sure you guys subscribe. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.